Hey everybody, peace and blessings to you. Hope this video meets you well. I'm recording on February 28th, 2025. It's the last day of February. We survived 2 months. 2 months. We survived 2 months. And two horrible months in the grand scheme of things, in the overall everything that is happening in the outside world. For me personally, I've been taken care of, I've been covered, I've been growing, I've been feeling blessings in my life, feeling covered by a higher power, by Source, Heavenly Father, God, Spirit, whatever you call it, the universe. I've been feeling covered and blessed, and I have managed to create some tools and figured out ways in order to get through and to keep calm and to keep the faith, to hold on to hope and to hold my light and to maintain my peace. Some days are harder than others. So today is one of those days where the energy that I've been focusing my mind and my energy is on the political arena, on the political movie. I don't know what the words are. What's going on in politics? Two main topics. Today is the economic blackout, and most of the videos I've been watching have been politically themed. I've paid attention and found out, what other protests and what other forms of action people will be taking. I watched a video this morning from Cliff Cash Comedy. Cliff Cash Comedy is a comedian, and he hasn't been putting out jokes lately. He has been majorly focused on political content and trying to wake people up, get people's attention, saying the thing that has to be said by more people, saying the thing that I 100% believe with all my heart, that DJT Donald Trump is a Russian asset. I've always known it in my heart. I've known it for a while, because even without somebody telling me, without a shadow of a doubt, or him saying it, like actually saying the words, his actions and where he aligns and where his focus, the way how he does things, the way how he speaks about the allies of America, compared to how he speaks about and to and with, the authoritarians of the world. I don't know specifically where his head is at, why he does what he does and why he's doing what he's doing, why he is basically maneuvering to taking actions along with the billionaire with satellites in space, Elon Musk, along with Elon Musk and the Heritage Foundation and J.D. Vance and the Rat Party that used to be known as the Republican Party, but was basically taken over by all the rats. Metaphorically speaking, all the rats, the rats being the traitors, the rats being the corrupt people, the con men, the cheaters, the people who with no souls, the people who sold their souls for power and money to gain the whole world. According to the Bible, they've sold their souls to gain the whole world. The false prophets, the false Christians, the pretenders, the liars, the deceivers, those are the rats. And this is the rat party. This is not the old Republican Party. All the old, good old fashioned conservatives whose policies I don't agree with, and I don't understand the mindset of a conservative, particularly because I am a progressive at heart, progressive and liberal at heart. I believe in freedom and free will, and everybody's ability to thrive. I don't think that I don't see why we should have poverty. I don't see why people should suffer. I don't see why we can't help one another. Without having to get, productivity in return, or having to, why can't people just live? Why can't people, we work together and live in harmony? And anyway, the whole point is that I'm an idealist. I am a progressive. I am a liberal at heart. I supported the Democratic Party because they supported the my outlook at life. They're more aligned with the way how I want the way how I wanted to see the world than the Republican Party, than the Conservative Party. I don't understand conservative principles. I really don't. I don't see how the Conservative Party, as is represented in America, what is Christian about that? I don't understand how people used to tell me, or used to give me the impression that this is supposed to be the party of family values and principles, whereas there was nothing. I didn't see anything, in my opinion, that seemed godly about these people. They always strike me as people that wanted to control other people and force other people into their beliefs and their outlook into the world, and wanted to shrink people into a box. And I never wanted to be in that box. I never wanted to be kept in that box. I never wanted to be a part of a world in where I had to be in this box. And I didn't know how to express myself and how to say who I was. I just knew how I felt. A few times and throughout my adulthood, I tried to do the 9 to 5. I tried to do the work, the regular adulting thing. And I absolutely hated it. And it wasn't because I was lazy. It wasn't me. I knew that I was a free-flowing person. I knew that I was a person that needed to live in the flow. And the more I tried to live in the box, the more I tried to fit in to the world as it was designed for as you were supposed to adult, the more I failed. I failed at it miserably. I tried and I tried and I tried until I realized I needed to stop trying to do this because it ain't working. I struggled with suicidal thoughts. I struggled with feeling like I didn't belong. And when I started to live in the flow and I started to figure out who I was, I started to figure out, and the more and more I started to figure out who I was and where I aligned, and the more I connected to my intuitive self, the more I connected to the woo-woo, as people would call it, the spiritual part of me. Not by the standards of going to church on a Sunday, not by the standards of being volunteering for these churches, not the standards of sitting down in the pews on a Sunday and having your children in Sunday school class and all that and volunteering, and none of that worked for me. I tried and none of it worked for me till one day in my spiritual awakening, I realized that I felt more connected to God in the park with my family, just chilling, enjoying the sunshine, and being with the bugs and the trees and being in nature. I felt closer to God there than in these hard pews among these people that didn't even talk to me because we weren't friends. And the ones that were supposed to be my friends would stop being my friends as soon as I stopped being in church. As soon as I disappeared from the pews, they wouldn't look back for me. They didn't they didn't try to find out where I was. I just completely disappeared, and they completely was like, okay, she gone. They didn't chase after me. And there was never a more clearer understanding of church people than when I had a terrible pregnancy in my 30s, just before my 30th birthday, and I lost my son. And nobody in the church was there for me. Nobody in the church that I went to was there for me. And I, for a little while I tried to go back and reacclimate myself into the church. And it didn't go so well. It didn't go so well. It didn't work. So I say all that to say that I'm idealist, progressive, pro-democracy, pro-freedom, pro-free will, pro everybody thriving. I'm that kind of person. And I wasn't into politics until Trump. Because that's how I was trained, and I also was told, and it's kind of true. Told that politics is a dirty game. You can't talk about politics, and politics is for people that into politics. People used to talk about politics as though it's like a hobby, like as though it is an interest just like other interests, like if you're into bird watching, or if you're into going to the movies, or if you're into reading books, like a political junkie, that's like a hobby, and I dream of a future where if there's politics, if politics continues, if people I dream of a future where people talk about the things that affect everybody, and normalize talking about the things that affect everybody, and engage. What the actual fuck? It's only with Trump, when he came onto the scene, that I realized, holy shit, all the things that I benefited from as a young mother in the US, an immigrant in the US, living in a blue state, thank goodness, with a Democratic governor, thank goodness. I currently also living in a blue state with a Democratic governor, thank goodness. If I were to live in a red state, I'd probably be out of the US a long time ago, because I can't vibe with that. I cannot even believe that there are states that are like those kind of states. Where is like every man for themselves, individualism, and the government actually not working for the people, and they're conditioning the people in their state, that aren't Democrats, conditioning the people to hate Democrats, one, and to hate anybody that's trying to help, and to hate getting help. They made people feel like they needed to choose to be prideful, and they needed to do it all by themselves. So they made it like a bad thing to receive help, or to have the government put things in place to help people. You know what I mean? So I'm so happy, and I'm blessed and thankful that I live in a blue state, and I've always lived in a blue state while living in these states. I'm looking forward to, honestly, the season that I am in right now. I don't want to travel right now. I want to be home. I wish that I already had a home. The thing is that I don't feel at home here, because I could tell that this is a sinking ship. It's a sinking ship. I do not know what's going to happen, or how the American people are going to save this sinking ship. The economy is going to sink. The educational system, the healthcare system, it's all going to crumble and fall apart. And the only thing that could save the people is a mindset change. And I've been trying to do videos. Trying to pull myself up, trying to be a better communicator, trying to introduce people to my authenticity, because that's the only way I can do it. The only reason that this video is flowing really well right now is because I recorded a previous video, which helped me to get out the heaviness that I was feeling. The previous video that I recorded, it was discussing, the Oval Office meeting with Zelensky, and discussing these bullies, discussing these idiocrats. Is that a word? These idiocrats. Discussing what, dealing with that energy and talking about that energy, because I was scrolling on Blue Sky because I wanted to know more, because I didn't watch the actual Oval Office meeting, because I consciously decided, honestly, I don't even know how to have conversations about what is happening. I really don't know how to put it into words. I feel like everything that is happening in regards to these idiots are just distractions. They're actually, realistically, they're happening. It is happening. They are doing the things. But I feel like we're not having the conversations, and have not been having the conversations that we were supposed to be having. So it just feels like distractions. I don't know how to talk about these things. It feels like it pulls me away from what I need to be focusing on. I can I can't change a damn thing. I can't control the situation. In the previous video that I recorded, I said that to me, Zelensky is my hero. I hope that that remains that way. I really do. I hope that he's one person that never bends to the bullies, because these are stupid little boys wearing costumes, as he called it. I feel like he was probably just trying to say suits. But I'm so glad he used the word costumes. Little boys wearing costumes. Little boys in big boy suits wearing costumes, because they've always been little boys. They've never not been little boys. They never grew up. They never matured. And I can't focus on these nincompoops. They're nincompoops. I just watched a video from a creator, just a regular person. Her name is, her channel is Grammy's Views. I do not watch her stuff all the time. I don't watch anybody's stuff all the time. The reason I don't is because I can't. There are too many people that I appreciate. I appreciate hearing the voice of the people, and I appreciate listening, but I can't listen to everything. Because, like I said in videos that I make, I can't consume all day, because if I consume all day, I cannot create. So I have to balance the consumption with the creation, with the living, everyday living, being the mom and the homeschooling, home managing mom that I tell y'all I am. While at the same time trying to take care of myself, take care of my health. What I want to do when I finish recording this video, I want to go chill. I want to go watch a movie on a Friday night, I started watching a movie on Netflix, a light little movie on Netflix that I can't remember my name, but, I miss being able to just relax. I feel obligated to try to do something every day, and some days the days that I don't feel like I've done enough, I feel disappointed in myself, or for lack of better words, I just don't feel fully satisfied with the day. I feel and I hate that. I just want to live. I want to be home. I want to be home. I want to have a place to call home. I want to feel safe. I just want to live. So back to what I was saying though, because sometimes I say so many things that I don't even know. Back to what I was saying is that people used to act like this is a hobby. It's not a fucking hobby. And like I said, I think I was saying this and I might not have said it. I only learned that it's not a fucking hobby. It's not a political junkie. Like, every fucking buddy should be a political junkie, to be honest. If everybody paid attention to politics, then politics wouldn't be so painful to pay attention to. It's painful to pay attention to because we have been conditioned, and not we as in my generation, but sort of, but mostly the generations before. I learned this stuff from my mom and my dad and my parents, and my parents probably learned it from their parents. Honestly, respectfully speaking, my mom's mom was in politics and it didn't end well for her. So I can understand why my mom didn't want nothing to do with it. Didn't want anything to do with it. As people say, it's a dirty game. It's an awful dirty game. But the problem is that if you only leave it to the awful dirty corrupt people that are easily bought, you know, that you know, can be bought and paid for. If you want to leave it to those people, then it's always going to be like that. And here we are now. America was on its way to its 250th anniversary or birthday or whatever the word would be of democracy. It's 250th year towards democracy. And oh my God, we're going to let these small little people destroy it and kill it when you were so close. But the truth is, I don't know how Americans get out of it, because to me, the only path I see now is literally dragging their ass out. You know, I can't say that I could drag their ass out. I can't do it. I can't do it. Obviously, I'm not one of the muscle people. You know, the pressure and protest to me will make a difference in waking people up. But I don't understand. I don't know if it's gonna work in terms of actually having them remove themselves. Because picture it this way: if you were these kind of people, do you really think that they would just remove themselves out of the building, remove themselves out of that position of power? Do they straight as the type? They will burn the fucking thing down to the ground first. And please forgive the bad words, but this is the vibe that I am in. You know, this is the vibe I'm in. I call myself a light worker, and I don't feel angry. I can tell you, I don't feel angry. You know, in the previous video, just before I recorded my previous video that would be posted before this one, I felt density in my body and tightness in my chest, but not angry. You know, just, I don't know what it is, but just, I don't know what the descriptive word would be for the feeling. All I could just do is physically I could just feel the electric nudges or shocks in my coursing through my blood, coursing through my veins, and the tightness in my chest. You know, not anger. It doesn't feel like anger. It doesn't feel like fear. It doesn't feel like something negative. It feels like I hate bullies. I hate bullies. I don't like bullies. I want to see them lose. I want this moment to be over. I want us to get past this, and I don't know how America get past this without violence. I just really don't. I didn't want this to happen. I tried with every fiber and ounce of my being to stop it. I carried a weight that was too heavy to carry, but I carried it anyway. It hurt. It really did hurt. It hurt more. It felt heavy. I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to enjoy life. I just wanted to feel at home. I want my kids to be safe. I want our family to thrive, and I would love to explore living in the flow even more, living in health and creation and peace and calm and love and joy and hope and light. As I've said in many videos, I didn't want to be a light in the darkness. I wanted to be a light in a beautiful bright sun, on a beautiful bright sunny day. I want to be a part of the sun rays, not a star, you know, in the sky at night. You know, I want to be a part of the warmth and the glow of the day. Honestly, I just want to live my life. Just want to live my life, because I feel like you only get one of these things. I envision a world in where I wanted to see a world and be a part of a world where we just live in joy and happiness and beauty. You know, like one of the reasons that I disconnected from the church, I spiritually disconnected from the church is I visited a church one time. This was already when I was starting to transition. I was already uncomfortable in my other church. I already had stopped going to church, but I visited this church in the midst of my spiritual awakening when I was sick of going to church. And I listened to the songs they were singing. And it sounded so fucking depressing. I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, seriously. People, these people, the outlook, the perspective on God, I didn't want to ascribe to it anymore. I don't want to ascribe to the worshiping God and oh God, the songs were so, it sounded like, God was this savior in the suffering, I don't know how to explain it because I don't remember the songs, but he was a savior in the suffering. I want to be a part of I want my God to be a loving God, and a true loving God is not one that is only loving and kind in our time of suffering. He helps us through and he protects us and all that. That's all wonderful. That's all well and good. I kind of feel like that's what this I'm covered in right now is that care, that loving care and protection in a time of darkness and suffering. But I just don't see what kind of loving God. What kind of loving God allows people to go through this kind of suffering unnecessarily so. The suffering that we're experiencing now is a man-made suffering. But a loving God wouldn't allow it to happen. That's what I'm saying. This kind of suffering is too ridiculously stupid and intense. And it ain't even like fair suffering. Because these people, in my opinion, stole this election. These people aligned themselves with thieves. They're thieves from every which way. Thieves from all the various corners. Foreign interference, voter suppression, purging voter rolls, and just to top it all off, data manipulation. I don't know how to word it. Just to top it all off, like some form of like software interference as well, hacking. You know why I could say this, and there is an account on this. If you were really interested in that, there's an account on YouTube which you should follow. It is Election Truth Alliance, and they have a website. It's electiontruthalliance.com. And to be honest, I am so glad that these people rose up and they're doing the work that they're doing. But even before these people pop up into my awareness, I just knew, like, just logistically and intuitively, like common sense and intuition. The data in relation to this election and all the things that, this election data was just totally weird and totally unlikely. There's no way you could convince yourself this is a free and fair election. Like seriously. So the thing that I don't understand, the thing that leaves me even more confused, the last time I said this in a video, my mom said this is meant to happen. I don't know what that means. My mom is she has been a believer her whole life. a Christian. She don't call herself a Christian anymore, but she still believes in the word of God. You know, not like saying I don't believe in the word of God to a certain extent. You know, I believe in the principles of the Bible. I believe in the principles of Jesus Christ and the principles of the Bible and the stories. I still use Bible stories that I learned as a young person. As a young person, I still stories still come up. Like right now, some of the stories that are coming up to me is there's many that stories that pop up in my head that I talk about in videos, because those are stories that carry wisdom to it, you know, biblical wisdom. So I believe in the principles of the Bible, but I don't 100% ascribe to the Bible in the way that Christians approach the Bible. And I would love the opportunity to explore that more. If I could stop, if I don't have to focus on these fucking fascists. If we could be a free people and we could feel safe, and I could not feel as though I'm obligated to get up and try to make these videos and try to do something because I have to do something, you know, step up in some way, help in some way, I would love the opportunity to explore that more, because I am still exploring where my spirituality and my understanding of the spiritual world and the physical world, where the balance lies, where my beliefs are. I'm growing, and I am coming into my own in that journey, and I'm not fully there yet. That is why my platform is Latisha Learns Life. Maybe one day my platform will be something else, because I would have come to the point where I would finally feel at home, and finally feel at home in my beliefs, and then at home in where the place I call home, at home in my own body, at home in my battle with self-doubt and how is this gonna go, and what should I do, and trying to figure things out, you know. Maybe someday I will move past the Latisha Learns Life into a different purpose. But the reason I do Latisha Learns Life right now is because I'm in observation mode, and in observing, figuring it out, experimenting, learning, creating, consuming, being, becoming, and moving forward, and seeing where all that takes me, seeing where we all end up, where the rest of you guys, the rest of the world that I'm hoping will end up in a good place. But we gotta trust each other, because we can't carry the whole damn world. So with the rest of you guys, the rest of the world takes me and my future and the position that the rest of the world puts me in, when we finally, move past this shift and we've ended up somewhere, we figured it out and we've ended up somewhere. So I have to see where we end up, where and then who I can become in that circumstances. Then I would move past Latisha Learns Life, and I would be in a different purpose and platform, and whatever place in life. But anyhow, I have been summoned to go get a milkshake that my daughter made, and I honestly forgot. I don't know if I hit all the things that I wanted to say. I think I had mentioned I had watched a video. Gosh, I went so off track. I mentioned I watched a video from a creator called Grammy's Views, and she was talking about how disgusted she was, and she's 72 years old, and how it was making her sick. And I just wanted to give her a hug. I wanted to say that, because she was, the way how she was speaking, I was like really concerned for her heart, to be honest. I wanted to ask her to be calm and be at peace. And I understand how you feel. Because it is very hard to be a loving, caring empath, being the kind of people that we are, and to watch this. I try not to watch it, and it's very hard to watch it. And I feel sorry for the people that watch it and they end up feeling so angry and so all the things. And when I say sorry, and I mean not in a pity format, I mean like I'm sorry that they have to go through that. I'm sorry that they have to go through that. And I think I'm going to end the video there. And hopefully I got to say all the things I wanted to say, because this is definitely a really, really good free-flowing video, straight from the heart. But I gotta go eat my milk drink. But I gotta go drink my milkshake now. Thank you for watching.